I'll go in, if you guys want, leave a comment on this video if you want me to go a little bit more in depth on the roles and responsibilities of those operators, but I'm just gonna hit them real quick just so you know, okay? The basics of a frac operation is we pound sand for a living. Frackers pound sand, that's what we do. So how we do that is with a series of high horsepower engines that are driving positive displacement pumps, okay? A positive displacement pump, think about a pressure washer, okay? You look at your pressure washer and it's got these little cylinders, like 3 little pistons more or less. And what it does is as those pistons stroke back and forth, they pull water in and they push water out. When they push that water out, it pressurizes. We do that, frackers do that on a big scale, okay? Most of your pumps are going to be what's called a quintuplex pump, meaning it has 5 pistons, okay? So you've got 5 different pistons that are stroking back and forth, pumping that sand mixture into the ground, okay? I can go into bigger details on casing and perforation and the geological side of fracking, but you don't need to know that right now. It doesn't matter, okay? So with those pumps, we are pumping a sand mixture, so there's sandpaper just constantly just beating those pumps. With that comes pump maintenance, okay? The way that we get the fluid in and out of a fluid end is through valves and seats, okay? So part of your pump maintenance is going to be replacing those valves and seats, okay? That's going to be your role. Learn it, love it, get good at it. With valves and seats, everything's got to be clean, but also, you know, you've got your water coming in, you got your water going out, but also what's sealing this area of the piston? It's packing. Packing is a big deal with fluid ends. You got to make sure it's lubricated, you got to make sure it's tight. To keep it lubricated, a lot of places run luber systems, so greasers. A greaser is just a container, it's an automated cycle that keeps the packing greased. It keeps it lubricated so that it can seal and doesn't burn up. So you're going to want to make sure that those greasers stay full. 100%, they're always full, no matter what. Okay? And your pump maintenance. Those are going to be your big roles. Okay? So pay attention to your people, talk to your team, find out how long these guys have been in the oil field, you know, and these guys that have been in here for several years, ask them what their advice is. Don't just take one person's advice for granted, though. Get everybody's. Everybody has a different outlook on the oil field. Okay, so take it all in. You can never learn too much. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more on positions. Okay, blender operator. So we've got our pumps. Pumping that sand slurry mixture downhole, okay? Got it. Next thing is going to be the blender. How do we get that sand slurry mixture? That's through the blender. The blender's job is to mix sand, water, chemicals, and a friction reducer together and send it out to these pumps, okay? Blender operator runs the blender. So your line boss, your ground guy, he is in charge of running the ground, opening the valves to the wellhead, checking all the pumps for leaks and stuff like that, and he is your second in command on site. If he tells you to piss in a bucket, you piss in a bucket, okay? The next position is going to be your chem-ad operator or your chem or LA operator. All they're doing is they're running a piece of equipment that controls the amount of chemicals that are sent to the